Phantom.
Good day, sir. Oh my gosh, that was way more my speed. I was not expecting it.
I think it was. I
It's like
definitely think it was
it's
your.
like a secret. Don't suck at sales. Don't
That's
suck
right.
at.
Normally, I'm like, good day, Phantom. And
Yeah.
Miranda doesn't like doing it that loud.
So
So
I'm outside at Marshall Whalen's lake house, and I might get like typhooned on in a second. So if you see me go off camera, it's because I've got like the alarms went off or like a big huge storm. But like yeah, it's like dark clouds are coming. So that's me.
dark.
Just want to like give you a heads up. I'm out here. It's awesome.
The dark clouds are coming.
They
That's
are.
when, that's when you know it's a pretty good indication, Miranda, is that.
This is like my first few times doing an outside filming, and it's a new thing I'm trying here. So,
Can I talk about how proud I am of you, though? In the first, like, Miranda's all about, like, when she does something, she makes sure that she is extremely structured while doing it. And she almost wants, like, the surrounding to be perfect, everything. Like, you just have this, like this weirdness about you where everything just has to be perfect. And right now, you're literally playing with the weather.
yes, God's in control out here. Well, he always is, but like I feel like I'm not in control at all. It's
All right.
interesting.
Well, that's
Yeah,
okay. You know who is in control, Miranda, is our guest.
that's right.
He is so much in control that, again, this is what we were talking about just over these. We're going to try and do a few episodes. We just had Ashley Richard. We just had Marilyn. How awesome was that? Really helping you guys kind of grab referrals. We are going to bring Ashley back to do the live presentation. She's traveling galore, but we are going to bring her back to do live presentation. And this next guest, I want to say this: 237 weeks, not just days, but weeks. 237 weeks in a row of writing $10,000 in annual premium volume. If you want to know how to do that, will you put the number 237 in the chat for us? Now go ahead and just drop it right now. 237. Because that's what we're going to hear about. We're going to hear from a guy that has written $10,000 a week for 237 weeks in a row. And his name is Lee Jedlicka. Lee, are you there?
I am here and I'm honored to be here. I just forgot to ask you guys before I even start talking. Do I have your permission to bring some accent into this area? Talk with my accent or, you know?
Hey, hold on. If you weren't, what would that sound like?
Well, I don't think there is any other option if I wasn't.
He just hang up and be like, okay, bye, and he's like, he just hang up
Yeah.
on us.
Yeah.
I have to proudly say I just become a proud citizen of this amazing country. And
Yes.
I was asking them if, with their passport, if they give me a brand new accent as well. They said this option is not available, so I'll just keep working on it for the rest of my life. Okay.
Good. Very nice.
This option is not available. So so they don't give you. I don't know what the American accent is because there's still some slang I'm trying to figure out.
I'm not American yet. I'm still Canadian, so I haven't gone through that. But I'll let you know when I do it if that is an option, Lee. I hide my accent as good as possible, but it comes out, and I say a boot sometimes. And
A boot.
Well, when I came here to this country, my first 7 years were in South Carolina. So just imagine that, right? It was not easy to understand at all.
No, they're not. And see, like I'm trying to get that at times, right? Like give me some of that y'all twang. And then
Yeah.
Murr, even up there in like Minnesota, they do the boot. They do all that. No,
Mhm.
Lee, I don't know where we like your. Aren't you Czech? You're Czech, right? You're Czechoslovak. Yeah. All right. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you might be in the right place in kind of that South Beach, Miami area, right?
I'll figure out. Just like in this
All right.
business, I'll figure out.
That's right. So you have figured it out. So let's dive in. I know we're a few minutes in already. User 3768 is going to get upset with us and tell people when we need to get started. So let's dive in, man. I want to dive in. I know you're all about mindset, right? You're like that is your number one thing. Obviously, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. You are as fit as they come. I know you do like this crazy regime where it's like 22 hours of no eating and 2 hours then of eating. Like you are strict of what you put into your body. You treat it like a vessel. Everything you do is extremely intentional. And I don't really want to dive too much into the mindset stuff. There obviously activity yields all, right? Activity skill set for lunch. And that might be something that you're proving out with this. But let's tap in here to just some of the tips or tricks. Like I want actionable steps that you feel like, all right, maybe it's something that you've learned along the way, Lee. Like what is something that you have learned along the way that I incorporated this into my presentation, and I know that whenever I don't do this, it hurts my presentation. So, what is something inside of your presentation that you do religiously that you believe with your whole heart? Because I do this in my presentation every single time, here's why I believe I'm getting some of the results that I'm getting. And so, what would you
Yeah.
think that some of that stuff is inside of your actual sales presentation?
Okay, so if we exclude the mindset portion, which of course is more than, I would say, 80-90% of it, I would say that from the very beginning, obviously we all have strengths and weaknesses, right? So for me, it was the accent, for example, and it was not very helpful over the phone, and I knew it. So I had to find something that's gonna supersize. It's gonna be bigger than that. That's gonna turn it into my strength, right? And so for me, what it was, and I love what you guys do and what you talk about, and one of those things you said was just carry yourself like the professional. Just carry yourself like the top-notch attorney. Just even if you're at the beginning, I did my first 10K about 3 days after I got licensed, or that's when the week started. And I put the suit on. I even paid attention to how clean my car is back when we were driving. But I even do it these days on Zoom. Like I carry myself as somebody I want to become, right? So you guys were talking about it. It has to happen in our mind first before it happens in our reality. So one of those actionable steps is during my first 5 seconds of the phone appointment, which are probably the most important, I talk about me and my team, right? So even when we preparing the quotes, I say me and my team are preparing the quotes, and I'm calling from our office, and I dress up even if I'm on the Zoom because I really see myself as the person I want to become. And I think that people can feel it. You transfer the energy. We call it quantum field, but you can't fake it. And that goes along with everything. That goes along with having a professional virtual business card, having a proper email signature, just even using some AI or whatever technology to express yourself properly, right? Via emails, via text messages. And these days with Switchboard, it's much, much easier. But I think we should carry ourselves, and that's something I would not be able to like be without, right? Just
Yeah. Okay.
because it comes
So that's
from
good,
the mindset.
right? So that's good. So I love the professionalism that you're talking about. And I like Miranda, I don't know if you've ever done this, but like I 100% agree with them. Like I don't like literally every single morning when I wake up, I go take a shower. Even if I'm working from home for the day, I get ready for the day, right? If I'm right before I was doing a presentation, I am 100% prepared and I'm dressing that part, right? And I think that that's what you're saying, but it goes for everything. Like, not only are you dressing that part when you're getting ready for that, you're making sure that your nails are clipped, you're making sure that your teeth are brushed, you're making sure that your hair is done. Like, you need to feel good about yourself no matter whether you're doing this over the phone or whether you're doing it over Zoom or however you're doing your presentation. Feel the part first. All right. So you're getting into emotions, you're getting into feeling, you're getting into some of that stuff a little bit, but I want to get into the tactical stuff too. Okay. So, but I like the idea of like the professional digital business card. Like, try to set yourself up as a professional, act as if you're the professional, and then what you said that you do is you and your team you and your team are the ones that have done this preparation for that particular client, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And so you think that that's one. So in the first 5 seconds, that's what you're doing. What else in your presentation do you feel like, or if you can mute yourself out just for a second? But what else in your actual presentation do you think that you're doing that like can really just help someone? Do you tell a story? Do you tell your why? Do you tell people why you're in this business? Um, if so, what does that look like? Or do you go through some sort of like financial information drill? Do you like talk to me about some of the tactical things that you do inside of the presentation? What does your presentation look like? What separates your presentation maybe from somebody else that is just starting out that can help them? Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. And there's a lot of things. So, of course, with practice, only with practice, and with that pain that comes with the practice, and that's another step, just using that pain as a stepping stone and using that pain and fear as a go to sign. I've learned to actually do the things that you guys talk about, which are the most important. For example, how to get the social properly, how to start the application without letting them know that you actually starting the application, how to get the bank account properly. Those are the social and the bank account. I think those are overall the two of the biggest things, I believe. And what I really think is important is, now I'm going to skip to the end, is letting them know about the follow-ups, letting them know how they're going to be informed, and letting them know that they'll be taken care of, that I'm not the guy they see for the first time and last time. So automatically I'm sending an email after each appointment just so they get my information. And I think what's really good, what has helped me, I have an easy Excel sheet where I have a lot of notes. I would say I have maybe 400 to 500 words about each individual, when to follow up with them, what kind of family members need to be protected, what did I send them, what did I not send them, what needs to be done, and detailed information about it. And that works very, very well for me because I really keep reminding myself of
Yeah.
them over and
Yeah.
over
No,
again.
that's okay, and I think that that is another thing that can be super helpful. Is like, Miranda, how many notes were you taking on, for your clients? Every single client you sat with, like literally my entire front of my sheet and then the entire back of my sheet, and then sometimes a separate sheet of paper. I had literally everything: their dog, their cats, the name of them, the name of their kids, name of their grandkids, any bit of information that they told me that I thought was relevant. I was writing it down. How long they lived there, where they moved from, other people that they brought up that were kind of important. I'm taking down notes of everything. There's something that you said in there. You said starting the application without letting them know that I'm starting the application. What does that look like? How do you do that? Maybe that is something that's extremely helpful for people out there.
Yeah, so of course, it depends by the carrier, right? Because some carriers, they do not allow you to run the quote, or you pretty much don't know the quote until you get through the first signature, right? So it really depends. But my goal is, I always prepare quotes, and I run two quotes and I talk to them. The big thing is, and that's why reading is so important. I want to make sure that if it's a mechanic, if it's somebody who's working at the hospital, I'm able to chat with them. And I'm really big about the report. I think it's very important. I spend good 10 to 15 minutes building rapport. And I want to make sure that I'm able to talk to them about as many things as I can. And then naturally, I'm getting the information out of them, which for me, how it starts is, once we get a little bit further, I ask them who's going to be the beneficiary, and I talk about their family. And once I get the beneficiaries, I know that they're going to be protected, which it comes down to the mindset, but I
All right,
think it's
hold on.
very important.
So hold on. So hold on. So let's hold on one second. So let's go back to how do you start the app without letting them know that you're starting the app?
Yeah. So we just going through the information. I get the quotes. I present them with the quotes, and then automatically I tell them that I do not know if you guys going to be approved. I really don't know, but all I can do is my best and try. And all I can promise you is I'm going to do my very best to protect your family and your loved ones. And it seems like this plan for $140 would be the one that would serve you and your family the best. And all we can do is to find out if you qualify. So I see your name here is John. I got your date of birth. And what is the phone number that you want me to put on file? Okay, perfect. And the email address, we have this and this. Can you just confirm your social? And we just go forward and we just naturally working on the application. Now I'm going to send you the first 6 digit code just to confirm the MIB or the health information. We might be able to know right after that if you qualify or not. And we just go smoothly without them even thinking doing the application or not. And of course, if they ask, I'm very happy to explain them everything. And it kind of happens naturally without really indicating that I'm opening it up right now and I'm filling this up. I just smoothly go from their family needs and building a report into just filling out the details.
Yeah, Murrah, I love that. That I mean, that's a lot of what we talk about, right? And you're just giving them advice. Like, hey, I think this $140 option is the strongest option that you can go with. So that's the option. So really quick, and then boom, I have the correct spelling of your last name as Martin, and then whatever, and then again, you're just transitioning very very simply. Okay, and then is there one part that's really good? Murr, anything that you would kind of add to that, or would you agree? I mean, that's a lot of what we teach, right? It's just transition.
Yeah.
He even said, like, hey, can't make any promises that I can help you. I'm just gonna promise to try my best. And then that's his transition into the application. And that's
Yeah.
what we talk about. That's what we preach. That's what we pitch. That's what we teach. I love it. Anything that you would add to that, buddy?
Oh, that's good. Good stuff, dude. I think assumptive is the best thing, right?
Yeah.
Like so many times I hear people saying that, oh, I'm going to hopefully we'll see if they want to do this, or, I'm going to talk to this person about this plan. I'm like, why are you going in there and assuming that you're not going to do an application? Like you can tell sometimes with the agents, like before they've even met with them, what's going to happen. But Lee is like, listen, my team's prepared these quotes. I'm going in there to apply with you, right? We are applying today.
Yeah.
You're not there for any other reason, right? You cannot even give them coverage, even if you wanted to, even if you thought they're the best ever. Do you make the choice? You could think 100% like I want you to have it, but that means absolutely freaking nothing until the carrier comes back and says yes, right? So,
Yeah. And I'll never understand why people are just afraid to do that, right? Like, don't be afraid. Just start. Look,
it's
and
telling them the truth. You
Yeah.
pretending that they've got something now is not truthful, okay? It's not.
Right. Like, don't be weird during it. Don't feel strained. Don't feel anything. And he's right. We do have tips and tricks on how to get the social security number, how to get bank account. Go back to certain episodes and we talk about that. And that's what he's pulling from. Love that. Is there, maybe let's do one more thing. One more thing inside of your presentation, and you pick. Like, do you tell a story? Do you tell your why? Do you tell why you do what you do here? Do you say, "Let me tell you why I'm in this business," and kind of share with them why insurance is important to you? Do you dig into their why? Do you ask them about why insurance? Why they filled out the form? Do you do any of that kind of stuff?
This is something that it really depends, right? I think the important thing is that from the very beginning, to be honest, I didn't even know about the different kinds of leads or anything like that. I just know that everybody needs this. I just know, like, I'm highly assumptive. Sometimes I might be delusional and naive, but it works way better for me, right?
It
And
works
I
way
know,
better for everyone.
yeah, people
Yeah.
can feel it. You can't fake it. You just can't fake the energy. And the fact that I want for people, that I really, really want for people, and not looking at them. I'm in the flow when I'm on the Zoom or in person. I'm in the flow. I don't look left, right. I have a healthy sense of urgency. And when I go through my application, I would say that really here might be a big point. Um, at the end, I've noticed that a lot of agents might just close the book once they get the final approval and just walk away, right? They work 15 minutes on building report, but once the policy is done and approved, it's like it's done, right? Like you get the pressure off and you just feel like, yeah, good day. But for me, it's just another part of the entire story and part of the presentation where I was able to write those 10K a week with very, I would say, lower than average amount I spend on leads, and those are referrals. That's because of the referrals, and I think that I spent a lot of time on referrals, and
So how do you
that
let's do that. Let's tap into that. How do you get a referral? Like how do you tap into your referrals?
yes, so we finished the application and I'm not done. I'm pretty much just started. And I'm going back to pretty much the building report side and tap back into their family. And with that comes patience. You gotta be patient. You don't want to be in a hurry. You want to have healthy sense of urgency. But again, you know that the hardest sale is the first one, and then the referrals are the the best, right? And it's way more pleasant. So after the application, I tell them, of course, how they're going to hear from me, how they're going to get email, how they're going to get virtual business card, when they can expect to hear from me. And I get back to what I know already about their family members, ask about their life situation. And I always say, hey guys, I'll be more than happy to do free policy review for you. I'll be more than happy to do it for your family. You are a doctor, you have high knowledge in that area. I am professional in my area. Plus, I have a team, and it's really my passion. And all I can do is, at no cost, just do the free policy review for you and your family. That's actually part of my service. And once I do that, I can just even compare apple to apple to what you have or to what they have and just see. I can just let you know what's the best out there and see if they have something, if they can get anything better. Ideally, add. We have very popular index universal life policies. By the way, you told me about your 401k. Hmm. How much money are you willing to lose, right? I can look at index universal life policy and just freely tell you what the benefits would be. And I can do it with each one of your family members. You were saying your brother, John, he lives, on the other side of Florida. What is his phone number? I can just get in touch with him. And I do that.
Mm, yeah. See, we just had Marilyn kind of go through that too, right? Like, dang it, you guys. And he barely speaks English, and he's getting referrals left and right. I'm totally kidding. But look at, again, he was able to write $10,000 a week by grabbing referrals, and there wasn't, like, I'm not saying this in a terrible way, Lee, but like there wasn't anything polished about that. Like, look, this is what I do. I'm a professional at this, and I can help people. Can you please, think of anyone that I can help? And so let me help you guys. And then, hey, again, through your financial fire drill or fact finding or whatever you want to call it, you're able to help them out with IULs and whatnot too. That's awesome. I know we're way over time on this, Mer, but anything that you would kind of add there to the end before we wrap this up?
No, I'm just like, one of the things I know about you is like you just don't stop, right? Like you make the commitment, like I'm gonna write 10 grand a week, and I know that the reason that happened is because you don't care, Lee, if it took you 50 dials to set that many appointments or 2,000. Like he makes a commitment and he freaking sticks to it, and every single person listening has that opportunity and that capability if they choose to do it,
Yeah.
right? So I know we got to kind of peel the curtain back, but that's really what it comes down to, Lee, is that you are a man of your word, and if you say that you are gonna do something, like it's gonna freaking happen, no matter what, right? So I'm just so proud of you and what you bring to the table, and you've had every excuse in the book. Like you've learned 4 languages before English and still freaking got in here and figured out how to write over $3 million in 5 years, you guys.
Yeah.
So thank you, dude. You're a rock star.
Yeah. It's insane. 237 weeks in a row. It's $2.4 million straight without taking a week off. Super impressive, super awesome. That's why you guys have a beautiful home where you have it. You guys are relentless. You guys are amazing. Miranda, if they don't want to suck at sales, what should they do?
Like, subscribe, and keep on listening.
Lee Jedlicka, thank you so much for joining us, buddy. We really appreciate it, and keep kicking ass, man. Thank you.
Guys, thank you so much. We love you, appreciate you, all you do, making a huge impact.
Thanks, guys.